Welcome to the Undisputed Champ Sports Podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Today we're going to do a double header episode of NXT and 205 Live because together basically they had 3 matches in total. So why not do it this way? If you guys don't know, I am your host Preston and I am joined by none other than the one and only Thumbs Up Tommy. Let them know how you feeling, man.
What's up, everybody? This is the one and only Thumbs Up Tommy, and yes, let's get into this doubleheader because the sooner we get into the second half of this doubleheader, the better.
Absolutely, absolutely. There's not much to really say about this episode of 205 Live. We had 2 matches, as I said earlier today. The first match ended up being Mike Kanellis versus Akira Tozawa. What did you think about this match?
It wasn't bad. First of all, I'm not a hater. I gotta give credit where it's due. Congratulations to Mike and Ellis for finally winning a match. That's all the credit that he's getting from me because, yeah, oh my God. I mean, I I I give it to him. Like he tried. I just can't get behind him, man. Like I honestly, I until I saw this match, and like I never thought it was actually possible for a super kick to look boring.
Wow.
Like
Yeah.
that's how bland this guy is, man. Like I mean, don't get me wrong, like I see it, like he's trying. He's just boring. Like I'm like, bro, like how do you make a super kick look boring?
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I guess for me, one of the things that I did say before in our previous episode when we talked about why Mike Kanellis isn't successful, my main gripes about his character in WWE is the fact that he had no motivation, he had no focus. We don't know what he's doing there. We don't know what he's trying to accomplish. And I think they're finally giving him a story or something at least to do. And I guess in that aspect, I guess I'm kind of satisfied in that area. This match wasn't anything special. As in 205 Live fashion, the first match usually isn't as good as the last match. Sometimes not even close. But overall, like you said, kudos to Mike Kanellis for finally getting a win. This actually adds to a story, and hopefully, if he does more and move further up, then finally his wife can end up putting on clothes on Instagram because obviously they're struggling. Yeah, you could tell. But other than that, I'm happy for the guy. I'm not a fan of his, but I'm interested in where they're going to take this story, and at least they got him something to do.
Yeah, I mean, like I want him to prove me wrong
Mhm.
because like I've heard from different people that he's actually a solid worker.
He's pretty good.
And like, like I don't know, maybe I'm nitpicking based on being spoiled by so many different great wrestlers, or maybe he's just really is that boring, but I just don't see it. And in pro wrestling,
Mhm.
I want everybody to prove me wrong. I don't care if your name is fucking Baron Corbin. You put on a 5-star match, I'll be your biggest fan.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, and that's one thing about WWE is that sometimes, regardless of what people do in the Indies, it can change their in-ring style and their personality dramatically from what It'll take away from their capabilities. You can't see how good this guy is the way that he's being booked in WWE compared to how he was in the indie scene.
Exactly.
Um,
That's another thing. Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's just having a rougher learning curve on getting used to the WWE style. We don't know.
yeah, it's just like the members of what you call it, the members of the Sanity. You don't know how good they are because of the way they're
Hmm.
being booked in WWE. And those
Or
guys are pretty
not
good,
being booked at all.
or not being booked at all. But I heard they were in a dark match with the Good Brothers, I believe. But I mean, like you said, they're not on TV, so we can't really
Yeah.
tell. But
I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, like I said, kudos to Mike Kanellis. I hope you keep doing better because I don't want anybody to fail as a wrestler. Like I wish everybody the best, and yeah, try to keep proving me, giving me a reason to believe that you're gonna prove me wrong. Because now, granted, his opponent, I mean, if this were like 6, 7 months ago, then I would be like, Yeah,
Yeah,
Akira Tozawa is not exactly an impressive win, but like over the last 3 or 4 months, they've actually been booking Tozawa pretty solid. So,
right.
this is kind of an important win for Canellis.
Yeah, I think at that point, like any win would probably be an important win for Canellis at this point. But I agree with you. I think it's a pretty decent win for the guy. But excuse me. Yeah, like I said, congrats to Canellis. All right, moving on to the next match of the night. We
The main
had
event,
the main event. We had it
which yeah,
between.
they had promos. They had promos in between. Both of them talking and among other things. I think that yeah, they even had a moment backstage
Yeah, with
with
Buddy Murphy.
Buddy Murphy,
Uh huh.
and I love how Cedric created the dissension between them.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Because yeah, yeah, because he basically planted the seeds because you saw how what's his name, Buddy was so focused on Cedric. He's like, oh, and if you made it to New York, I'd embarrass you in front of your family in New York too. There's that, whatever. He's like, wait. So you seem to be awfully focused on me. He's like, do you not think that your boy here can win?
Yeah, he pretty much exposed to Tony Nese that that Buddy Murphy doesn't have that level of respect for him like that, which was great.
Hmm.
He planted seeds. That's how you started. Uh, you know, uh, like a place that's divided, bro. It's the easiest ones to conquer. So that's the way Cedric
Exactly.
Alexander was doing, and that was a good mental game he was playing with the both of
Hmm.
them. Because even at the end, Buddy Murphy was like, "You don't believe that stuff he was saying." Tony Nese was like, "No, no," but he had that look on his
He's
face,
like, not
like,
at all.
"All right, bro, this is it."
Maybe I gotta keep my eye on you."
Yeah, absolutely. And that transitions into the next match. This was the number one contender match for the
The
two
finals of the tournament. Yep.
the finals of the tournament for the cruiserweight title, and whoever wins this match faces Buddy Murphy at WrestleMania. The match was between Cedric Alexander and Tony Nese, and I think the ending of this match was pretty predictable. But overall, it was a pretty good match. What did you think?
Man, I thoroughly enjoyed this match because like I love how like there's the psychology behind it because Tony Nese and Cedric Alexander have gone at it several times over the past year. So they know each other. Like to me that it's like that familiarity when two wrestlers have faced each other several times, especially over the past year,
Mm-hmm.
to me that just elevates the match to a higher level because it's like you're basically playing like advanced chess but with your own body because you got to see when your opponent's going to mess up so you can capitalize.
Right.
And there was quite a few spots here. Like, man, I love when at one point Cedric was going for the top rope, and then Tony Nese just runs up and does that open palm strike and slaps the crap out of him.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was brutal.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
then, oh my God, bro, so many spots. Like, Nese was damn near out on his feet several times.
Mm-hmm.
And like he would not stay down. Like it just like I'm happy that which by the way if you didn't watch it, Tony Nese won
Mm-hmm.
clean. He didn't cheat. By the way, he didn't cheat at all. Like I'm happy for Tony Nese because
Yeah, he's a face now.
Grant, yeah, basically this match and what happened afterwards, which we'll get to that shortly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Granted, he's not the most likable on the mic. Like he's what's it called? I would say he's almost not as much, but almost as bland as Mike Kanellis. And what saves Tony Nese is the fact that his blandness only applies to his personality because he is a hell of a wrestler.
Right, I agree with that. Well, what I have to say, I'll say it after we get into what happens after this match. You have Buddy Murphy.
Okay, yeah,
Buddy Murphy comes
yeah.
out
So,
and quote unquote congratulates Tony Nese, raising his hand in the air, which
mhm,
we seen is done over and over again. We know what's going to happen next. He's just pretty much putting up Tony Nese's arm, saying to the fans, basically saying clap for him, and runs up and then kicks Tony Nese in the head as he's not looking.
yeah.
which obviously means they're not on teams anymore. And I guess this pretty much solidifies that Tony Nese is a face at this point. And it's been fairly obvious that over the past week, even I noticed in his entrance that he didn't talk as much crap as he usually do.
Hmm.
He don't do the whole "let's point at all my abs. These are reasons why
Yeah,
one,
the eight
two,
pack.
three, the 8 pack." He does it, but it's very subtle now. So it kind of shows that. Now I will say this, right, and this might sound crazy to a lot of people, but this is really just how I feel. As much as I get on Tony Nese for being bland, I feel like that this probably is going to be Buddy Murphy's best feud. Now I know a lot of people are going to say, "Well, what about what he had between these other people?" Or unless they may bring up Cedric Alexander, they might bring up Mustafa Ali, which I agree that he had great matches with those guys. But what I will say that those things were missing that this is going to have is actual story behind it. You look at those other two feuds, especially Mustafa Ali. When he had some things going on with that guy, it was more of a story of Mustafa Ali, and he pretty much took over that feud. It was more about Mustafa, not about Buddy Murphy. Now, Buddy Murphy is going to be on the playing field on the mic with someone who's just as quote unquote bland, but they also have a history behind it. And if Tony Nese approaches this with something like, "Hey, you know what? This whole time I've had number one contender matches. I kind of botched them just so I can get out of the way of the person that I respect. Now that I understand that the person I've always respected has no respect for me, now I have to get what's mine." And I've been solely being sold on Tony Nese this whole face turn. And as I've been watching his matches lately, especially since that Noam Dar thing he had, he's been getting better and better. I know he's really good, but he's been getting better and better. And I think that alone, and I think if they can work on his personality a little bit more, he could be a great champion. I really feel like that.
Honestly, I'm inclined to agree because, mind you, I mean, we've all said, this, that, and the third about Tony Nese's personality, but
Yeah,
what's the one thing we've always said?
that he's blunt.
Bes- no, I'm talking about like aside from the personality thing, what's the other thing we've always said about
Oh,
Tony Nese?
he's always great in the ring.
Yeah, and honestly he's improved over the past year. Because a year ago he chopped out to Drew Gulak. This year he got him,
Yeah.
and like what's it called? I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, I agree with you. Just because they've been portraying this story for
A long
I
time.
think long time. I think easily like 6 months or more
Yeah,
than
because they
six
were
months.
teasing it. Because Tony Nese has been in number one contender matches, and they kind of tease a
Yeah,
little
they've been
friction between
teasing
him
it
and
for a
Buddy.
while. And
Yeah.
plus, like ever since Buddy burst on the scene last year, like him and Tony Nese have been kind of buddy buddy. So they do have that history, like to
Mm-hmm.
make this a an interesting feud. Granted, their mic skills are both they leave much to be desired,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, just that if they can play off of, the personal touch of having your friend double cross you
Mm-hmm.
in a entertaining way, this could be a good feud.
And,
Very good feud.
and not only that, like not even. I agree with you, and just to add on top of that, just to find out that this person that's your friend that you probably pretty much sacrificed everything for what I'm assuming hasn't said this, that this person has never respected you from day one. They've never thought that you would ever
Hmm.
get to the level that they were at day one. And we finally get to see what Tony Nese has been thinking in his head this whole time he's been partnering with Buddy Murphy. It
I
all
guarantee you, I guarantee you, Buddy Murphy's gonna say something along the lines of what you just said, that he looked at Tony Nese as a lackey, not an equal.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And remember Buddy Murphy when him and Tony Nese and Cedric Alexander had that backstage thing. Tony Nese said, "Yeah, remember you said I'll be champ one day," and then Buddy Murphy kind of looked like, "Oh crap!" Like I did, he wants my belt. It's fairly clear,
He's like, man, he's like, he's a threat.
and that's why I said I can't wait for this to happen because this is going to be a really good feud. If we can get some matches like Tony Nese had against with Noam Dar, some very brutal matches, some heated matches, somewhere in between. It don't have to always be like that. They can stretch the storyline out for a good 3-4 months if they want to, because there's so much backstory there, and they don't have enough characters that have enough storylines together to have this type of moment with.
Facts, facts.
So
Yeah,
I can't wait
this
for
is like
this.
one of the few. I would say this is one of the few personal feuds that you can make in 205 right now.
Yeah, I think the last one probably was what Cedric and Ali, the best friend feud thing.
Yeah, best friends.
But other than
Yeah,
that,
man, that was great. Well, that and then of course, No, no, and even after that, because there was the arch enemies of Ali and well, Ali and Murphy had a good one, but it was more about the physicality. But
Yeah,
then
it was more about
like the
Ali.
best, yeah, like after Cedric and Ali, the best feud was Ali and Atami.
Ali and Tommy. Yeah, that's true. I mean, they had some really good promo
Yeah.
packages, but I think that they really didn't have much of a story other than the fact that they didn't like each other, and that's why I feel like this Murphy feud
Well,
has a
I
lot
mean,
more.
they did add to it in the sense of, kind of implying that Hideo did try to quote unquote end Ali's career.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, and that's about as far as that goes. Tommy's trying to end everybody's
Yeah.
career he's in the ring with. Even Daniel Bryan said that he gave him some slaps that he's never going to forget. But that
Mm-mm.
stubble that story has like one level to it, but this Buddy Murphy versus Tony Nese got so many layers they could pick from, and they can use for months.
Well, all I'm saying is I hope that because they only have 2 weeks to build the match,
Hmm.
but I hope that this match is not the end of the feud.
No, I hope not. Because if Tony Nese wins, then Buddy Murphy is going to be beating that boy crazy. Like
They're gonna beat the brakes off
he's
his
he's going
ass
to hurt that
at
boy.
Mania.
For real. Absolutely. So that pretty much gives up our review and results of 205 Live. What grade would you give this show this week?
Honestly, 205 Live was actually very good this week.
Hmm.
Not enough for me to give it A territory grades, but I'm going to give it a B plus.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you. I'll give it a B plus. We had a very good match between Tony East and Cedric Alexander. The
A
first match,
solid match between what's his name, Tozawa and Kanellis.
yeah,
Yeah, so
pretty
and
interesting stuff going on here.
yes, yes. And now with that, we move straight into our review for NXT, which
NXT,
yes, the
NXT.
black and gold brand, the black and gold, black and yellow, whatever you want to call it, that brand.
Yes.
The third brand per se, but which is what Triple H wants to make it. But in any case, so it's kind of like an oxymoron because not a lot happened, but a lot did happen at the same time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because like the first, I would say 30 minutes or so, it was like, well, opening segment, you had Triple H come out because he was supposed to announce it was going to be Gargano versus Ciampa
Hmm.
at TakeOver. But as we all know, because we keep track of the news, unfortunately, the greatest sports entertainer of all time, Tommaso Ciampa, had to relinquish Goldie because he had to undergo neck surgery that's going to keep him out for up to a year.
Hmm. Yeah, so the
And
doctor said.
that, bro, that just pains me to say it. First of all, because Ciampa was having an amazing run as a
Hmm.
champion. Second of all, that's the second time in 2 years that he's had almost like he's gonna have up to a year of his career shaved off because of a surgery.
How old is he?
I I think he's early or mid 30s. Let me see. Champa is
33 years old.
33. Yeah,
Oh,
he's
he's young.
early 30s. Yeah.
He's good.
So he's like just now hitting his prime because the average wrestler doesn't really hit their prime until they're in their 30s anyway.
Yeah, so he's good. He's good. It's sad
Yeah,
to
so
see, but
he's
he'll be
still
all right.
got some years ahead of him, but it's just as a fan, it just really sucks that we got to see him go away for a while again.
Oh no, I definitely agree with that. It's pretty sad.
Yeah, like it's such a pain, especially because man, he is just too good.
Yeah, but it's
Man,
gonna turn out great because he's gonna get one of those Triple H
yeah.
pops when he get back. It's gonna be a huge
Oh,
pop, huge
that
pop.
that's a foregone conclusion. That's not even a question.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, when he comes back, oh my God, is it gonna be a
it's a
hell of a
huge
pop,
pop.
bro? That's gonna be insane. Like, but in any case, so now Triple H has to announce that Ciampa had to relinquish the NXT Championship, aka Goldie, and now they need to determine a new opponent for Johnny Gargano because Gargano's going to take over regardless.
Yeah.
which, yeah, if you follow the dirt sheets, you already know what happened here, but we're gonna pretend like we didn't read them. And Triple H announces a fatal five-way match
Mm-hmm.
with an all-star cast of NXT elites. You've got Aleister Black, Adam Cole, baby, Ricochet, the original Bro, Matt Riddle, and the Velveteen Dream. If that doesn't scream creme de la creme of NXT, I don't know what does.
Yeah, absolutely. They put their whole.
Bro, they put like all their that's like when you have the star players on a basketball team,
Hmm.
like the starting five.
Yeah,
Th- That's like excluding Johnny Gargano, that's their starting five right now.
yeah. For the most part, absolutely, absolutely.
Pretty much, yeah. So after that, we saw several backstage interview segments. People, there. Kathy Kelly was asking different people about the match if they're going to be tuning in. There was also a photo shoot segment with Kairi Sane and Io Shirai, and they asked them about that Fatal Four Way that they're going to be a part of at Takeover.
Yeah,
So, you know, they're like, oh, if it comes down to it, we'll fight each other because we know, we're best friends. But if it comes down to it, we're not afraid to fight each other. And Carmine's boo, Bianca Belair comes and interrupts them,
hmm
talking about how basically, what's her name? Io got lucky because if Shayna had not interrupted that match the week before, she would have decimated Io Shirai in the ring. And then she said, "Hey, and you to Kairi Sane is like, this has nothing to do with you because I was trying to beat your little friend." He's like, "But if you want to come at me, then I'm gonna come at you too, and I'm gonna just run through both of y'all." Cause, and then yeah, the annoying part that her mind state is undefeated.
yeah. She's starting to become annoyingly delusional as a character. I mean, I like her in ring work, but right now what they're doing with her, it just seems like she's that delusional. I don't know, like a delusional
Oh
bully.
no,
That's what
yeah,
she looks like to me.
like
She
like like don't get me wrong, I like the attitude, I like the confidence, but lose the undefeated thing, sweetheart, you lost.
but she even said it. She said my mindset is on the feet. I'm like, who cares what your mindset is? Reality
Your
is,
mindset is irrelevant. You still
yeah,
have a loss in the record books.
absolutely. And I don't even know why
Like
she's terrorizing Io Shirai and Kyrie saying I don't understand that part of it. I thought that was Shayna Baszler's thing, is to
because
terrorize people.
apparently she feels that neither one of them deserves a title shot, but yeah, they're there, so deal with it.
I don't. They're making it. They're going to. I just hope they're like kind of like teetering on a line of making her
A
irritating
heel.
heel, but irritating heel in a sense of where
Hmm.
anything she's saying, you know how like remember when, and this is a terrible comparison, but remember when Big Cass came out and he used to just say like some stupid stuff that just don't make sense. Like
Oh
you be
Lord.
like, we know that's not true. We know you're not this. You know you're not that. And he would just say stuff to purposely irritating people. So that whole undefeated line, just that alone. I'm not saying in the ring that she's compared to Big Cass. No, she's light years ahead of that guy. Period. But the undefeated thing is just way too delusional. We have to lose that. Like seriously, they have to come up with another catchphrase for her to say. And she's talented. She's smart. She has the ability to do that. So let her come up with something
Like,
else, man.
bro, I mean, they already have what's it called, the answer right in front of them. They should just run with it. Just keep on with that thing that she was saying that she's the EST of NXT. That's
Yeah,
all she got to do. Be
absolutely.
like, yeah, and you can't beat me because I'm the EST or something like that. It's like just stay away from the undefeated crap. You lost.
Yeah, after Shayna handed her, man, she pretty much started losing her mind. It's gonna be a couple weeks if she come in with a MAGA hat, bro. I promise you. Like she at that level right now.
Okay, so she's Kanye level delusional.
Yeah, she getting there.
Anyway, we digress. We were spent already enough time on that.
Yeah, we did.
So now, again, the main event, the Fatal Five Way to determine who Johnny Gargano's opponent for the now vacant NXT Championship is. Which that match at Takeover New York is going to be a 2 out of 3 falls match because Triple H wants a decisive winner.
Mm-hmm.
And man, oh man, were we in for a treat.
Really good match. Really, really fun match. They do multi-man matches great. And I know multi-man is probably the worst
Bro,
term I could use for that, but this is the only thing I can think of. I just got off work, listeners. But anyways, when it comes to multiple people being in the ring, I don't think anybody does it better than NXT as far as the WWE universe.
bro, this match could have easily been a takeover match.
Hmm.
Easily.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
it had takeover implications on it, but this match itself could have been on a take any takeover card, and it would still be below tear the house down.
And that's the thing that's interesting about these NXT matches when they have multiple people in there is that they kind of hit the same beats multiple times. Like they have like multiple people suplexing one person, or they have a segment where,
Mhm.
or a segment or part of the match where a bunch of people hit each other with finishers and they're all laid out. But even though they do that, the transitions in between those parts are like really good, and you don't even notice it.
You never
That's how
get
good it.
tired of it.
You don't. It's because the parts leading up to it is great, and they know how
Bro,
to plan it in the right spots.
let me tell you. Let me ask you this first of all. I'll go after you. Who do you think was the standout in this match? And I know that's a hard question to answer.
I'm gonna give it to the King of Bros. And the reason why I give it to him is because I think everybody else in this match did exactly what we thought they would do. But Matt Riddle really they when they give Matt Riddle a chance to do what he has to do, like for instance that I feel like is a classic, that match between him and Gulak, which I feel like is gonna be Gulak's greatest match he'll probably ever have in WWE.
Yeah.
When you give Matt Riddle an opportunity to show off, he gets an opportunity and he takes it and he do what he needs to do. You
Yep. You know what's funny? I was gonna say Matt Riddle too.
man, he went in and that, like for instance that gut wrench suplex that he did on Ricochet 3 times in a
Yeah,
row.
that triple gut wrench.
That was great. And it made me want to see a match between him and Aleister Black, because Aleister Black has a Muay
Oh
Thai
my
type of
God,
style of wrestling, and you mix that up with Matt Riddle's MMA style. I think you get a really interesting match between those two. So hopefully we get to see
bro.
something like that before Aleister
That
moves
spot,
up.
yeah, that spot when they both roundhouse kicked each other, I was like,
Yeah, that was
yo.
great. That was
And
great.
let me tell you, Matt Riddle's fucking vicious with those open palm strikes.
Those and those running knees, them things
Oh
be.
my God. No, no, well, the running knees, we've seen that since he started, but I'm talking
Oh,
about
of course.
I don't know, I just feel like this match in terms of his striking,
Hmm.
like they showcased more of the open palm strikes.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Uh,
Bro, he was just slapping the shit out of Ricochet. Pah! Pah!
yeah,
Just slapping everybody's chest. I was like, damn.
yeah. I think I kind of. I don't know if you felt that way. I kind of felt like it was really good. I kind of felt like Velveteen kind of played it a little safe in this match a little bit, except for like in the beginning. But this is not a discredit to Velveteen himself, but it seemed like he played a little safe in some parts. Um,
I mean,
which is
because
understandable. This isn't a takeover match. You don't have to go 3,000% for this match.
exactly. But at the same time, like, I would say runner up for MVP of the match was Dream. Because
Okay.
he broke up a ton of pinfall attempts.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
noticed
how
that.
about, yeah, I think on like two separate occasions, Matt Riddle locked in the bro mission and he broke it up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think for me, number two would probably be Ricochet. I think Ricochet
Yeah.
did
And
did a
like,
lot
I
in this
mean,
match.
everybody showed out in their own way, but like Ricochet, it's like the high flying shit is great. I'm not knocking it, but it's just come to be expected at this point.
Hmm.
At least for me anyway. And like, I love when Velveteen himself got caught in the bro mission, he started flailing around like a fucking magic carp.
Yeah, yeah. Velveteen Dream is great, man. He has
That
so
was
much
pretty funny.
charisma on the mic and in the ring. I
Hmm.
like that a
And
lot.
then yeah, he hit Ricochet right with the purple rainmaker
Hmm.
toward the end,
Yeah.
and then out of nowhere, I swear this guy he took a page out of Randy Orton's playbook. Adam Cole, baby, with that last shot, and he punched his ticket to take over New York.
Yeah, I think the result of this is kind of obvious. I didn't see the spoilers, but I already knew that Adam Cole was going to win this match. I couldn't see nobody else winning this because it didn't make
Yeah,
any sense for
like I
anybody
had
else.
seen. Yeah, like I had seen the spoilers, but then like I forgot the result, and then just looking at it, I was like, well, it's not gonna be Black or Ricochet because they're facing War Raiders. Like I remember seeing like a preliminary version of the card for Takeover, and I knew those two weren't gonna be in it. And then I was like, Matt Riddle, I think it's too soon to go for the title,
Oh yeah,
and Dream, he doesn't need it because he's already the North American title. So the only logical choice is Cole.
yeah, and plus Dream and Riddle got to have their thing. So it's like this would just kind of throw all of that off.
Yeah, yeah. Aren't they? I don't know. I got to look at it again, but I think they are going to fight for the North American title at Takeover.
I believe that's what it's supposed to be. Wait,
And
is
if
that
that's the case, I can't wait.
Jakovic Dijakovic Keith Lee match? That's going to be a takeover, right? Because remember they had said it was supposed to happen like last week or something, and it never did.
I think it might be Takeover, or is it, or maybe this coming week? I don't know.
Because I know this coming week is supposed to be the 3-on-3 match. It was wait, no,
Oh
that's
yeah.
yeah. Wait, no,
Oh
that's
wait, that was
205.
205.
That's 205. That's
Yeah,
205.
we just skipped over that, but yeah, there's gonna be the Lucha House Party versus, just to backtrack a little, Lucha House Party versus Gulag Gallagher and Carrillo.
Okay.
But yeah. Anyway, I mean, so Adam Cole won. He punched his ticket. He's going to face Johnny Gargano in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the NXT Championship, which again had to be vacated because Ciampa got hurt and needed surgery, and he's going to be out for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's kind of interesting only because these type of matches usually are there to end a feud. So to start off a feud with this, it's interesting. It's not bad. It's just interesting.
You think it might be Johnny's send-off match into the main roster?
If he loses, maybe.
Honestly, my money's on Cole taking the belt,
Hmm.
and then that's gonna be Johnny's send-off match because he's already appeared on the main roster a few times.
Yeah,
Just like just like I don't foresee Black and Ricochet winning the NXT championships, the tag team titles, because they've already made hella waves on the main roster too.
Oh no, the Forgotten Sons is going to go to that championship match.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it's obvious. They're going. I don't think Aleister Black anything involving chips with Aleister Black or Ricochet is not going to happen at all. They got them doing way too much for them to settle down in
Yeah.
any brand with a belt.
Plus, I mean, up until this point, they've been the most overpowered tag team in WWE, so they got to
Yeah,
lose at some point.
yeah, they're gonna have them win a lot of stuff, but they're not gonna win any championship belts either. And I think that NXT is really trying to push this Forgotten Son thing. They need a new faction of 3 to like actually do stuff in there.
That's fine by me, as long as they actually do something good with them. I'm all for it. But
Well, that part
you
I can't
know,
guarantee. I don't know. I don't know what the next step is for that. Like,
well, first things first, change Jackson Riker's name.
yeah, I would hope so. I don't think they're gonna change that, but that would be nice.
Yeah, that's the most WWE sounding name ever.
Jackson Riker. Yeah, that's a crazy. It's like from like an '80s karate movie or something like that, or maybe like one of the characters on like Streets of Rage. Like it seemed like that would be one of their
Bro, that
names,
sounds like it.
Jackson Riker.
That sounds like it could be the name of somebody who's part of Cobra Kai.
Yeah, dude, Jackson Riker. Come on, man. Uh,
Which, yeah, if you don't get the Cobra Kai reference, you might be too young for that.
yeah, they might be too young. But anyways, that pretty much wraps up our review and results for NXT one match show. Kind of surprising though. But what grade would you give it?
Man, I don't give a damn if it's one match. It's an A,
Okay. Yeah, I'll give it an A2. I'll give it an A2. It was a pretty good
bro.
match. Uh,
All it takes is one really good match, and yeah, and plus, just the stuff that happened before the match, it built up matches that are coming in either at or before Takeover, because they had the Forgotten Sons, like Kathy Kelly was trying to get their opinion on the Fatal Five Way
mhm.
for the vacant match, and then They was like, oh, well, I mean, we kind of hope that either Black or Ricochet wins because then they're going to be distracted and then that helps us win next week. So, it's like they're building at the same time even though it was only one match.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so like I'm with you. I'll give it an A. Like you said, there's some stuff that happened before. This is a pretty short show. I mean, it wasn't the full hour, obviously. And I know the announcer said that there was supposed to be other matches, but they changed their mind. And I think Punishment Martinez was supposed to be one of them. That was supposed to happen against
Yep,
some jobber. I forgot who it was, and I don't know why Kona
we'll
Reeves was
see.
there. That was kind of
Oh,
weird.
why did you mention him?
I have no idea. I something maybe because the reason why I mentioned him because when I first heard the lady, I think because I wasn't really paying attention. I was at work. I had my headphones on, and I heard her say Kona Reeves, but I thought she said Kota Busha. I'm like, what? And I looked and I was like, this mother, like,
You was like, damn it,
yeah. I'm like, I'm not trying to see this
bro.
guy for
I
what?
saw I saw Conor Reeves. I was like, you still have a job there?
Yeah, who knows what he's doing right now?
He's NXT's Mojo Rawley.
I don't even know what he's doing. Like that, I don't know what he's there for. I don't know. But anyways,
He, yeah, he just came to deliver his corny ass line about being the finest. Oh, he was like,
are you checking me out?
nah, he was like that main event. It's all right, but it's not the finest. I'm like,
Yeah,
no.
and he asked her. He was like, "Are you checking me out?" I was like, "All right, man, relax, Kona." All right, so that pretty much gives our review and results. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section. Please like, subscribe, share. Let us know what you guys think. We love talking to you guys. Thank you guys for
Yep.
listening. I'm Preston. That's Tommy.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned for NXT UK review coming soon.
You Kai. All right. All right, bye.
Peace.
Peace.